Great stuff. Do you think there's favoritism in the kids, or do you think these kids are different?
I think it's a combination of, because when you look at your kids, you see a part of you in it, right? Mm-hmm. And sometimes you see a part of you that you remember that you didn't like, right? And then sometimes you see a part of you that you wish that you embraced a little bit more.
Or you see a part of your spouse that you didn't like.
That's real.
That's why you got to manage your personalities.
That's funny you said that, because one of the questions in my uncomfortable conversations was, have you ever experienced talking to your kid and felt like you were talking to their parent, to the parent? And I've had those moments where I'm like, oh, hold up a minute. Look at me. Okay, all right, just making sure, because the way you said it, your gestures, your manner, all that stuff reminded me of your mama.
Yeah, I know.
Just like your mama.
That's why. Well, let me ask you because this is what I believe. Mm-hmm. I believe that's why it's important for both the mom and the dad to be present.
Yeah.
Because you're going to see something in that kid that you don't like, but that comes from the mom.
That's right.
And vice versa. So you need that balance there.
Yeah.
Do you think it's important that both the mom and the dad be present inside and outside the house? Because they're not always in the same house.
Right. Yeah.
Speak to that.
Yeah, it's so important. When I talk about the marinade, meaning what a person, what they visualize, the thought process of what a relationship looks like. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's their grandparents, sometimes it's their parents, sometimes their sister, that type of thing. So for me, my parents have been married for over 45 years.
Wow, that's great.
So that gave me hope that relationships do work. Now, I don't know what goes on behind closed doors, and they've been very good at making sure that the kids don't know if there are arguments and things like that. So, I took that piece, also took that knowing that, relationships work. I've seen one. Mm-hmm. And I took that, and so I think it's really key for the kids to just know and understand what our values are. Mm-hmm. That's what it boils down to, is our values. And really, to answer your question, both parents being present is vital, right? Because so many outside influences that we don't control, that we can't control. When they're at school, when they're with their friends, when they're at the movies, and what they're hearing. Mm-hmm. God forbid we start talking about the social media influence, right? So it's important for them to know what they see and what their reality is. And that's where the parents come into play to cultivate. So you have to literally be there to be there. Mm-hmm. And it's just so critical. So with that being said, now you have to start thinking outside of you, about how, outside of your feelings, what you didn't like about that person, what you still kind of like. You have to check all that at the door and look at the priority and the bigger picture. And that's raising this child to be a young adult.
Because that's what you have to value. It's about the seed.
Indeed.
It's not about you, Right. It's about their seed. And if you say, listen, you can't see your seed because I'm mad at you, then that's selfish.
Yeah.
Right?
It is.
So I definitely agree. And I like what you said. You said you actually have to be there to be there. I'm gonna take that.
Okay, it's yours.
I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna tell you what, bro. We we've definitely had a lot of uncomfortable conversations. In this show here, because it goes against the grain. It's very uncomfortable for a lot of couples, even though it's the truth. It's the truth, and a lot of times, mom and dads, they got that friction, but it's because they're not communicating. And I know you have a lot of uncomfortable conversations on your podcast, and I would love to come on. I'm telling you, I'm waiting on the invitation.
I need you on there. I need you. I'm gonna have my people get to your people, and we have to make that happen, because again, this platform is so important because of the imagery that's being projected.